My name is Jacob. Thank you for joining me. Just a little bit of an intro to this hunt vlog, if you will. It was really my attempt to try to put together a hunt film for my elk hunt last year. I was out hunting roughly 10 days in Wyoming, and as I got more and more into elk, the camera came on less and less, as you can imagine. So it was really, when you're solo elk hunting, it's hard enough to get a shot, but then to try to film and shoot or get that shot is even more difficult. Hats off to those that are able to do it. I'm going to give it a another try this year, but I did want to share the content that I've put together from last year. Hopefully, you find it helpful. Again, it's more of a vlog, and it's really my first attempt at a hunt film. So I just encourage you to sort of look at it through that lens. Uh, Low expectations as you examine this, but I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support, and I hope to have more content, more robust content like this going forward in future videos, hunt videos, that sort of thing. So thank you so much for your time. Enjoy this, and best of luck this season.
So it's day one. Finally found a spot to sort of settle in. Quite a bit of pressure. Maybe heard a bugle, maybe heard some dude. Gonna push back and sort of hunt this area for maybe the next 2 days. See how it goes. There's a burn that direction, and quite a bit of water, and a combination of terrain that comes together that interests me. So, but it's nice and quiet right now. I'll keep you posted. Okay. A lot of bugling over there. It seems like it's real. From the position, I don't know if it's a guy. So I gotta drop down, work my way up, but my thermals are dropping now on this shaded side, and they'll be rising up as I go up. So the key is to drop, try to get my scent to go up away from the elk. I don't want to be directly below them, so hoping he bugles again. I think as I get further down, I'll see more sign, and it'll help me confirm if it's an elk or not. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of pressure, so it's hard to know if, in fact, it's just another guy. But it's a beautiful area, rugged country. Right down here, soft bull chuckling, no bugle. I think there's elk down here. Just gotta play the cards right. Watch the wind. Watch my movement. Play it smart. Play the long game. People don't like to go down these holes and hunt because say I don't want to carry something back out, but it's just the way it is. Unfortunately, you got to do it if you want it, in my opinion. The sun is getting fresher. There was some fresh scat back behind me. This is an area where it sort of flattens off from a topography standpoint. Up there, it's really steep. Lots of deadfall. I mean, a lot of deadfall. There's still deadfall here, but just not nearly as much to navigate. There's a rub up there. It looks pretty, from this year, pretty fresh. There's it looks like maybe a collection of water up here, maybe a wallow or marshy area. I'm gonna slip in there. The elk that I've heard are still across the canyon. There's a creek way down there that I'd have to cross, but I'm just taking my time. So, day one is wrapping up. I'm hearing bugles, but I'm sleeping at the bottom of the basin. There's a creek nearby that messes with what I can hear. The acoustics are kind of tough, but I thought it'd be a nice area. A little bit of a late start. Day two. It rained last night, and I don't mind taking my time to pack up, put camp in my backpack the right way. Otherwise, it creates a mess later on. And honestly, I'm in a spot where I could hear or see something, and so being patient is not the worst thing in the world. So I'm going to head up this ridge that I came down yesterday. There's several, I guess, creeks or water systems coming down. It looks like there might be, I would guess, open areas, parks, if you want to call it that. Maybe a wallow or two along this ridge. And I'm going to work my way back to where I've parked. I may pull out of this area completely and bounce to a couple other spots I've been thinking about. So it's not that the elk aren't here. It's just that they aren't exactly vocal and, or I don't know. It's just a combination of things. In addition to losing my bugle tube, which really stuck. I'm not the type that's going to use a bugle tube to challenge and bring it in and that sort of thing, but I would use it to locate. So now I'm limited to cow calling and the elk actually talking themselves, and it makes it a little more difficult to locate them. So I have a backup in the car. So that's another reason why I'll be headed back that way, unless something catches my attention. So we'll see. yesterday when I came down this ridge, I saw fresh sign, but I also like this bench. This bench is magnificent. There's several creeks running down and make it really lush. So I think I'm going to spend a lot of today just on this bench and just sort of listening and cutting back and forth. We got some good overcast rain last night, so it's not too hot yet. So it's about 11:20 on day 2. It's rained. It's really cooling off. I've been working this topo line and finding a lot of beds, scat, rubs. Not sure how fresh it is, but at least the elk live here. So I'm working towards another area, a point that sort of curves in, would be north facing, might be an area that they bed. I'm hoping this weather gets them fired up too. This temp drop, rain. Maybe they'll be more active. I feel like I'm hearing some things right now. it seems like there's a lot of mirage bugles. But I don't know. So my mind's playing tricks on me, or it's a bird or something. So we'll see. There's a bed right there. Another bed right here. I think this is when I came down the other day, yesterday, I found no sign on this elevation. I think I'm just going to work this elevation all the way down and see if I can figure out where these guys are hiding. So, at the end of day one, I had lost my bugle tube and it started raining. Camped at the bottom of the basin, rained a little bit over the night, and then really got drenched. So eventually found elk yesterday, a bull and about 4 cows, and tried to play the stalk appropriately, and I feel like I did. I circled around them, got the wind in my favor, waited outside on the fringe of that herd to not get into it, because, you know, who knows how many elk are in that and how many eyeballs. And I maybe could have gone right at the elk, at the bull, but it just seemed risky, and I think I did the right thing by circling around. A cow came in at 30 yards. She saw my decoy, and it was kind of an interesting interaction. But she gave me an opportunity to shoot her, but I wasn't. After seeing that bull, I just wasn't going to do that. And, you know, it's just now day 3. So, dogged them a little bit, got closer, but then they saw movement they didn't like, and then they really keyed in on me and eventually bugged out of there. I don't think they ever got my scent based on the thermals were falling and I was below them, and I don't think it ever came to that. But I did hear some bugling in that area yesterday evening, but I pulled out. I got dried up, cleaned up, late start this morning, and I'm actually at a new spot. I know you're not supposed to leave elk to find elk, but I wanted to do some early morning road scouting, and I found this spot that has access to several basins, north-facing basins, that I can cover and bugle down into and maybe see what's going on. Today's September 15th. Temperatures dropped significantly over the past 24 hours, and so I'm hoping that they'll start to make some noise, but we'll see. So that's the plan for today, is to cover ground and look for sign and maybe get a bugle, see what happens. But I know you're not supposed to leave elk to find elk, but I've got those other elk in my back pocket. I know where they are. I don't think there's going to be a lot of folks willing to go there that will be hunting them. I mean, if they do, more power to them. So here we go. So day 3, we've worked one section of this range. I think we're about 9,500, maybe 9,300 feet in elevation. There's a couple of basins that we're just gonna bounce. Of course, you gotta love all this freaking deadfall. It's murder, but I'm gonna try to bugle into these few basins and try to look for elk, evidence of elk life. If I see evidence, then I may stay. If I don't, then I'll just pull out of here. But I'm not expecting them to bugle back. It just hasn't been that sort of hunt that far so far. But if I see strong evidence of rubs, tracks, all that, then it'll give me something to work with. So we'll see. Day 3. It's almost 2 o'clock. No, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So I pulled out of the other place. It was a death trap. Too much downfall. Deadfall. Different space altogether. On a north-facing ridge. Lots of moisture, lots of good sign, lots of fresh sign. Lots of scat below me there. There's a saddle up here. And I feel pretty confident that there's going to be, I'll hear something or see something based on the sign, based on this